am Abby, and this is Kiki, who is on a blanket that I recently crocheted, and she's playing with her Kong, which is a lifesaver if you have a dog, because you can put anything in here. Currently there's chicken, which is her favorite. Anyway, today I'm going to be reading a bit of Misery by Stephen King. This is one of his more well-known books. It came out, I don't even know, quite a while ago. And there's a movie, this got turned into a movie, which is really, really good. It's probably my mom's favorite movie of all time. It has Kathy Bates, who is amazing. Just as a heads up though, this book does get pretty graphic in terms of language, but also definitely with violence. So if that's something that you're not comfortable with, I would not suggest this book. But if you're okay with that, I mean, some of it does get pretty graphic, but if you are okay with that, it is really well written and it is definitely a classic. So let's get started. She made him burn the first page, the last page, and 9 pairs of pages from various points in the manuscript. Because 9, she said, was a number of power, and 9 doubled was lucky. He saw that she had used a magic marker to black out the profanities, at least as far as she had read. Now, she said, when the 9th pair were burned, "You've been a good boy and a real sport, and I know this hurts you almost as badly as your legs do, and I won't draw it out any longer." She removed the grill and set the rest of the manuscript into the pot, crunching down the crispy black curls of pages he had already burned. The room stank of matches and burned paper. "Smells like the devil's cloakroom," he thought deliriously, and if there had been anything in the wrinkled walnut shell that had once been his stomach, he supposed he would have vomited it up. She lit another match and put it in his hand. Somehow he was able to lean over and drop the match into the pot. It didn't matter anymore. It didn't matter. She was nudging him. Wearily, he opened his eyes. It went out. She scratched another match and put it in his hand. So he somehow managed to lean over again, awakening rusty bandsaws in his legs as he did so, and touched the match to the corner of the pile of manuscript. This time, the flame spread instead of shrinking and dying around the stick. He leaned back, eyes shut, listening to the crackling sound, feeling the full baking heat. "Goodness," she cried, alarmed. He opened his eyes and saw that charred bits of paper were wafting up from the barbecue on the heated air. Annie lumbered from the room. He heard water from the tub taps thud into the floor pail. He idly watched a dark piece of manuscript float across the room and land on one of the gauzy curtains. There was a brief spark, he had time to wonder if perhaps the room was going to catch on fire, that winked once and then went out, leaving a tiny hole like a cigarette burn. Ash shifted down on the bed. Some landed on his arms. He didn't really care, one way or another. And that was Misery, a pretty tame passage from Misery. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is Kiki. It is almost Halloween time, which is very exciting. Keep following our Instagram where we're posting about Inktober. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week.